Hello and welcome to the Occhi Contemporary Arts talk. I'm David Emmanuel Noel, and today I'm joined by the very talented artist Yemi Tubi. What we'll be doing today is really just going through each piece to get a proper examination and explanation as to what's encouraged this wonderful series of work. A little more to do, if you can be kind enough to provide a quick summary on each piece.
Thank you very much. This piece is titled Lady Merit of Norway. This piece is, I met this young lady from Norway in an exhibition in New York, and she kindly came to take picture with me. And since the exhibition, we have been communicating, and I saw a picture, very beautiful. And I will try to do, I like Renaissance artists, and I like to do the old master art. So right. I saw this painting of the Queen of France, done by one old Frenchman in 1850 something.
Right.
And I used the picture, the costume of the Queen, and I embedded the face of the young lady into the costume. But the background of the painting is the real landscape of Norway. And I just like the debris, and just to create the contemporary painting like the master.
Okay. Right. Okay. As we move to the next one, this is one I've seen before. Very intriguing, particularly the images or of the photographs on the tablet and on the table.
Okay. I mean, as you can see, the way I dress now, anywhere I go around the world, I like to exhibit my culture with my art.
Right.
So, like the Western world, they are very notorious in showing the negative picture of Africa. What they like to show is that farming, war, and dying. They will not show the affluent life of African people. So this is what motivated me to do this painting. The background and landscape, the building there is the National Theatre of Nigeria. You can see the flag and the building is one of the landmark, very iconic landmark in Nigeria. And then the title of this painting is Gele. Gele is the head wrap of African women, as you can see in the painting. Now, the title is Gele, African head wrap, vintage and modern. So the vintage, the picture on the table is the picture of my mother.
Right.
And on the far right, the big picture is the image of the modern African women.
Right.
So I'm trying to show the affluency of the Africa. That's why we have the luxurious table and the luxurious chair and the showcase at the back.
Right.
The effect of the modern social media and the tablet and co, Instagram, Pinterest, on the African culture, on African version is what I'm trying to show here. During the time of my own mother, the women wear blouse that cover their top and dress modestly, but with the modern lady, they show their cleavage. So you can see their blouse is half of what they used to wear in the picture here.
Right.
So that's the young lady, the sharp tablet in front of her. So that to show that the fashion and the Pinterest is dictating the fashion of the modern ladies. They go to the Pinterest to see the fashion, what is going on, and that's why they select their style.
Okay. Right. Right. So a very evident change in fashion or the way in which people are dressing in modern times. So
Yeah.
That's interesting to know and interesting to capture on that image. And this one particularly, I know we've seen this before. It has been featured on the Occhi Contemporary website. If you could elaborate further on what inspired you to do this particular piece.
Yeah, this piece is like one of my political statements. This was during the time of Donald Trump. You can see I use the profile of Donald Trump for the image. Like
Sure.
The funny hairstyle of Donald Trump is a barbed wire. So this just for me to make statement about when it was in the news that Donald Trump was bragging that he's going to build the world, and then they are taking the children away from their parents, and they are putting them in kind of prison or something. So that's how I call it. The title is a Trump's cage. So in Trump's cage, we have the innocent children crying for their parents.
Yeah.
In the land that's supposed to be the land of the free.
Yeah.
That everybody from all over the world went to America. The Statue of Liberty is an iconic landmark. When I was studying in America, they used to tell us that people from all over the world, as soon as they fly into New York, the first thing they will see is the Statue of Liberty, and all the poor people, everybody come to America to have an American dream. But during the time of Donald Trump, the American dream become a nightmare for foreigners that are still seeking refugee in America.
Right. In terms of your experience living there, and people who no doubt you know there, what has their experience been? Have you garnered further influence for your painting based on not just the headlines and what you've heard, but also in terms of your communication with friends and family in America?
Yeah, I have I have a lot of family in America. I have many friends in America. People have different kind of imagery about what is going on in America. Like the 4 year of Donald Trump was a real nightmare for non-white people. During the Black Lives Matters, Donald Trump was saying that the police need to dominate the street. But in January 1st, when the white terrorists, when they attacked the House of Parliament there,
Congress,
instead of dominating the area, the police are running away from the white terrorists.
Yeah.
So during the time of Black Lives Matter, if the black people were that violent, there would have been a bloodshed. So whether here in the UK or in America, there's still problem with resisting.
Right.
So that's why I'm trying to. So majority of my painting, I lived in America for 4 years. I have a very close. I have many white friends and I have black friends. So the black friends, they are pouring out their mind about atrocities that are being done to the black people.
Right.
So up to just so ashamed that the racist people came out of their closet during the time of Donald Trump.
No, well, it's a very powerful picture, and obviously it does hit the nerve of many, I'm sure, and people who I've spoken to and people who have seen the image have commented on its ability to sort of encapsulate many thoughts and many fears over the last couple of years. Right. This again is a very powerful image. If you could explain further.
Yeah, this image was influenced by what was going on then in the Iraq and Syria during the time of when the war broke out in Syria. With the backing, a lot of rich Syrian people thought they are going to have freedom from the dictator of the Assad, but because of the Russian empowering him, they were unable to defeat him. And because of that, a lot of people are running away from their country. So they risk drowning in Mediterranean Sea than to stay in Syria. So when I was thinking about this, I have in mind, I'm a Christian, I have in mind to do something about Christianity, that, but I don't want to use the Arab style, like in the olden days, Michelangelo do the religious subject. But when I was thinking about that, this news came to the news, seeing people drowning at sea. So that's made me call it the fishers of men. So you can see three sacks. Three sacks represent Assad. One is Assad. One is a Islamic State. People are running away from Islamic State. They are running away from Assad.
Right.
That's why. So, and the people in Europe that are helping them, I call them the fishers of men. Not only for the people of Syria alone and Iraq, but you can see the behind the fisherman, the black face, the child, a lot of economic migrants,
right,
sold all their properties, and they went to Libya, and they were making as a slave. The Libya people tortured them, and so this boy was one of the victims of the African people that are running away from poverty.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So there's various layers of social upheaval, discrimination, exploitation. I mean, this and fear, obviously, as you say, that the moment situation that I think we're constantly reminded of in the newspapers and obviously the headlines on TV. Again, it's, as I say, a very powerful picture. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, the title of this one is the Big Apple SOS. This was influenced by what was happening before everything was haywire all around the world. New York was the first city that was greatly affected by the coronavirus. I mean, large number of people. I mean, I think by then New York was the city that recorded the highest death toll of coronavirus. So I mean, so you can see from the background, the Statue of Liberty in the good days stand tall with the torch. But at the time of this pandemic, when the Statue of Liberty dropped the torch, dropped the pallet, and praying for the souls of the Americans. So I try to show the Big Apple. I mean, because the title of the nickname of the New York is a Big Apple. So I show the
Big Apple, yeah,
and the coronavirus coming out of it.
Yeah.
And then the three doors are for the peace of the United States.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is titled Sensuality 2 and the abuse of the Swazi queens. And there's a small country in the midst of South Africa. I mean, the tradition of the monarchy there is that every year you have to choose. They have one dance. They call it. Is it? I mean, I forgot the name of the dance. Every year they have the dance. All the virgins ladies, they have to dance topless for the king. So during the dance, the king will have to choose a new bride, a new queen. So up to that moment, I think he has about over 30 queens, And when I read the story about this, the unfortunate life of the people, of the young ladies, it was pathetic. One and two of the ladies ran away, and one lady committed suicide because of the abuse that they suffer in the palace. So that's why I call it sensuality too.
Right.
The abuse of the Swazi queens.
Right.
So the dark image at the back is the image of the man of the king.
Right.
Like a hunting star shadow for the moon.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. This one I got is a sensuality 3, and the glamour models and the Thorns. Like I pity many of the women model. They have different kind of they have self-esteem issue. Even this painting, I try to say something about the skin. The skin problem, fatigue or something. Is what I'm trying to say there. Besides that, the women have some of the models have the different image issue, and many models they go under the knife to readjust their body, their shape, to make them look attractive. This but with this painting, I'm talking about the skin problem that many people. Michael Jackson have the same problem that make him turn himself white. So, but this day there's a one Canadian model that have the skin issue problem, but she was going out with that and parading showing off herself without using over makeup to cover the skin problem. So many women, men and women, they are coming out accepting themselves regardless of their skin problem. So that's why I'm trying to use this painting to say that regardless of the shape of the body or the color of the skin, you feel proud of who you are.
I've noticed in this picture she has a watch on. Does that have any particular significance? Looking at some of the other ones, they don't have any sort of hands or hand watches or bracelets or anything, but on this one she does. Does that have any particular relevance?
Yeah, you have a little of it on irrelevant, but what I'm just saying that maybe time will tell. Or maybe the beautiful women today, tomorrow, you are beautiful today, but your body will one way or the other succumb to the the force of gravity.
Right.
So the time is that the time of you being glamorous, if you let the value of yourself depend on how you look today, when the time of your youthful time run out, how are you going to feel? So whether today or tomorrow, you have to have inner self-worth, not the way you look.
Right. Sure. Much appreciated. This is another one. I think this is quite self-explanatory in terms of the domestic situation here.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. It is a shame that in this modern day, in digital age, women are still being abused all around the world, even the so-called first world in America and Britain. If this is in Africa or in Asia, the Western world used to think that democracy they are better, but all over the world, women are being abused. That's what I'm trying to show there at the beginning. you can see the painting of their wedding day, very happy, lovely. But when the lady comes in, the lady have to breastfeed the baby, scrub the floor, do everything, and the so-called the man of the house sitting down, reading, ironically, Daily Harmony.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, very, again, another powerful image, for sure.
Yeah, okay. This is the first sensuality one. Like I'm just trying to show the life of women as well, Western world versus Eastern world, the Middle East. In the Middle East, the women have to cover up from head to toe, but the men there, when they want to have their own pleasure, they have the belly dancer that will be dancing for the pleasure of the men. At the same time, in the Western world, they are using women for their own pleasure as well. So call it sensuality one, pleasure, the pain and pleasure. Sensuality one, the pain and pleasure. So men get gratification in looking at the women's body, and some crazy people abuse, rape, and kill women for their own pleasure, whereas it's a pain to the women that go through this ordeal. Like the crazy man, the crazy policeman that killed a woman recently in the UK.
Yes, yeah. I heard about that. It's very upsetting. If anything, in this day and age, particularly when you know he was a uniformed policeman too, that lack of trust and.
So what I'm trying to show here is that people are saying that when women dress provocatively, they are asking. Yes, everything's in any man that is okay will not abuse women because of the way they look.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this one is again another one of my favorites actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the Adam and Eve.
Yeah, Adam and Eve. You know, like I say that I like the Renaissance period. There are many people, many artists, they did Adam and Eve painting. So I like to have my own style. I mean, like as you have seen, many of my painting, I use roses and thorns, which is the title of the exhibition anyway. The roses stand for the good, and the thorns is for the bad. Now, I mean, many people, as you have talking about the ordeal of what that women face in our modern day world. Excuse me, like in the religious people, they blame women for sins of the world, for the fall of men. I mean, I don't want to be down on any religion, but I learned that some Muslims believe that there is a satanic eye or evil eye for women, that women seduce men to fall. That's why they have to wear what they are wearing in the Middle East, so they have to cover their own body, so just to protect the men from their power.
Right.
So, and they say in the Bible times, they say that according to the Bible, Adam said that it is the woman that gave him the apple to eat. So if you see the way I wrote the title, she had the apple. I wrote the letter S as a small letter and the capital E. So for controversial issue, people say she had the apple, but within she there's E. So instead of saying she and E, I say she had the apple. So the capital H stand for E as well.
Right.
So both men and women are guilty of the crime of the Adam and Eve. That's what I'm trying to say. So many people say that. So according in the Bible, I don't know if you are a Christian, They say that there's a place in the Bible where the religious people, they capture a lady, they brought her to Jesus Christ, that they found her in adultery.
Right.
But if the woman cannot commit adultery by herself, where the other person?
Mm. Yeah,
So
it takes two to tango.
they blame the woman. They want to stone the woman to death. How about the man that they did it together?
Yes.
I say she had the apple. It's
Right.
for both sexes.
Mm. Okay. I think this one I'm drawn to. The cradling, the nurturing of the child. If you could explain again the background behind this image.
Yeah, I mean, like all over the world, people gave. I mean, people appreciate women for 9 months and all they have to go through to give birth to a baby.
Mm.
That's why I'm trying to show it here. As much as the women love having their baby, but the agony and everything from morning sickness till the day of the birth, some women die at childbirth. So that I'm trying to show that the beauty of a woman is to give life to another human being, but going through it, they have to go through thorns to have their precious baby. But the way God did is that even though women, when they are laboring, they feel like, oh, I will never do this again. But as soon as they have the baby, the joy of having another life into the world make them forget all the pains.
Well, some would say probably not. They still remember the pain. They still remember the pain, but
the joy of having the baby. That's why you can see. I mean, I like the baby looking towards you.
Yeah. Yeah. The joy of birth outweighs the pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Now this one is very interesting again in terms of its depiction of the woman in Hollywood, notably Marilyn Monroe. There.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in the year, I mean, from the time of Marilyn Monroe, women have been used and abused in Hollywood, even up to the present moment. You know, the crazy man that was killed, that was jailed. I forgot his name. I can't even pronounce it. I mean, they used to abuse women before they can give women any part. They have to force the women to sleep with them. So, so the title is the glamour and the sexual abuse in Hollywood.
Right.
So if you read my statement about this, I will make the quotation of Marilyn Monroe. What she said about what is going on merry-go-round in Hollywood. So that we have experienced a lot of. I mean, I believe that because of the abuse in Hollywood that make her die prematurely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there remains, as you say, much controversy associated with Marilyn Monroe's death. So much so that they probably remember her latter years more so than her film career. Well, at least in some quarters. But no, you are right. It is something that is evident as a problem, not just in Hollywood, but throughout many industries.
Many industries. I mean, like I still have say in the glamour and sexual abuse in Bollywood. I still have it in archives that I need to do because we have a story about many Bollywood actresses that are being abused, and I have about one lady that died, and they said that she committed suicide. Whereas, I mean, there's a allegation that maybe her boyfriend have a hand in her death.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Now this again is another strong image. If you could explain this one.
Yeah, this one is the first roses and thorns that I've ever made, and this is what made me started using the roses and thorns as my iconic, the theme of my painting. And this
Right.
painting was done when the Islamic State took over Iraq, and then the Islamic State went out all the streets in the everywhere. They used to use a red mark to mark the door of Christians. So the Christians have to move out or pay penalty or even kill them if they refuse to convert to Islam.
Right.
So that's what promote me. So when during that time, I saw it literally. They nailed some Christian to the cross. I saw a baby that was nailed to the cross. Because of the brutality of the Islamic State, then is what make me do this painting. Like not only not only in Iraq, the abuse of Christians all across the world, from Africa to Iraq. I
Right.
mean, northern Nigeria, where they have all these Muslim extremists
Right.
persecuting Christians, even in Mexico, in Latin Americas, the guerrilla fighters, they always attack religious people. So
Right.
that make me this painting that the abuse of Christian is not only in Iraq, it's all over the world. So
Right.
I showed the African king to represent the country in Africa where Christians are being killed. From my own country of birth, Nigeria, we have Boko Haram, we have all the northern Muslim extremists killing people up to today. So I use Pope, because Pope is the head of the church.
Mm.
And then the background is the St. Paul Cathedral, which is
Right.
a Christian building, iconic Christian building in UK, where the painting was created. And I showed the Malaysian woman at the bottom praying,
Right.
and then the Syrian lady standing up praying. Every people, they are praying for peace of the world.
Mm.
So that's why I titled it "The Bleeding Roses."
Sure.
So the all the churches all over the world, Christians, we call ourselves the body of Christ. So with the body of Christ, I show the body of Christ that Christians are like a rose growing among the thorns. The thorns are the government or Muslim extremists or Buddhist extremists that are victimizing or persecuting Christians.
Right. 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 Yeah. A very, very powerful picture. Very powerful.
Yeah, the Ray of Georgia. I spent my 4 years in America, and I was so proud to be in the state of Georgia. And when I saw the movie of the Ray Charles, and that's why I tried to illustrate here. I was so moved that he saw his junior brother drowning in the bathtub. The laundry tub in their shack. The background is the shack where they live.
Right. Yeah.
The way his mom tried to train him not to depend on anybody, and the agony was so moving. And then I watched the movie. I was so moved that he saw his mom in a dream. The mom was telling him that he should not make himself a slave to anybody anymore. This was he was using drug. So I tried to show him from the poverty to riches.
Sure.
I convert the piano to from the piano he was playing to the tub in which his brother was drowned.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the title is the Ray of Georgia, Unchain My Hands. That that's his own political statement. When he said he's not going to perform for segregated audience, and they banned him that he will never play in Georgia anymore.
Right.
So that one of the songs is "Unchain My Heart," but I changed it to "Unchain My Hands." So you can see, like I have the thorns around his body to show the restriction, the effect of drug in him. The drug make him handicapped. The segregation make him handicapped. Or that's what I'm trying to show with the banding.
Yes, very layered picture when it comes to the storyline and the history of Ray Charles and obviously his relationship with Georgia.
So
yeah. Okay, this is the bait. So yeah, I can obviously see the bait is the money. So please explain further this particular piece.
Yeah, I mean, I use this to illustrate a part of the Bible. It's in 1 Timothy 6, where it said the love of money,
right,
the root of all evil. So right from the time of the Bible to this present moment, Satan used money to as a bait to drop many people into crime. I mean, people that do drugs because are luring of money, and the women, the ladies that do what do you call it, that set their body is for money. I mean, so lady that do all this red light zone, many of them they are lured into this sex game because of money, and eventually many of them get killed for what they are doing. And many young kids, they are going to drug because of their luring of money. So that's why I say the debate. Even the politicians can be corrupted.
Yes.
For money.
Yeah, we all know that.
So nobody is immune.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the only watercolors painting I've done so far, and I don't do much of it because when I first did it, my children say, "Oh, it's a mile apart from what I used to do." So just a casual. I don't like to copy pictures. I don't like to copy nature.
Right.
I just like this one. I do realistic, but my theme is to have a creative way of presenting imagery. Like during the time of the Renaissance period, there's no photograph, and people will sit down and they paint them. But in this our modern day, there's no need for artists to spend hours to copy picture anymore. So that's why I don't do that. When I do portrait in my own unique way.
Okay, this one again, I think. Well,
this is what I was talking about. And when this man is a Nobel winner for literature, and he's from my country, the country of my birth.
Yes.
Nigeria, and he was famous. I mean, if you look at it's the bear. I wrote Ibadan. That is my city, the city where I was born.
Okay, right.
So the man was a political activist. He went to prison many times because he cannot keep quiet about corruption and every evil that been done in Nigeria. And he was a prolific writer. So I tried to. So when I was thinking of doing his portrait, I as I said, I don't want to copy picture. I look at this picture and I think carefully. I like to use my painting to say something about the people I'm painting. So anybody that sees him, they know that he has something to do with books.
Sure.
Because he's a writer, and then I do white hair. I make it like a open book, and the letters, because the man is full of letters. So the flowing out of the open page, and if you look carefully, is the title of many of his work. So the Ibadan you saw there is the book he wrote is the title of the book Ibadan. The peculiar year. That means a peculiar year. That is the time when there's a political unrest in Nigeria. That's just about 2 or 3 years after Nigeria got independence. Everybody is fighting to get power, and they are killing each
other. How long did it take? How long did you work on this particular piece?
This one, more or less, maybe 3 weeks.
Right.
So you can see, I use his lips to be a book, and here is open. If you zoom close, and the beer is the letters. They are letters, different letters.
Okay. Yes.
So there's two open books, one up, one down.
Right.
So I love doing something like that rather than to copy. If you look close to the hair as well, they are not. I'm not trying to find something. They are all letters. You have to do one by one.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's a very intriguing picture. It draws you in. I mean, like, I think in addition to his eyes, which I think for me, are, anchor you in terms of the painting, or rather anchor the painting. The letters, everything. I think there's a lot of activity, a lot of energy coming from this particular piece for sure.
Yeah, that's what I like. So one bookshop in New York, Washington, bought it.
Right. Okay.
Yep. This is another provocative painting. I'm a Christian. I'm not against Christian people, but as I tell I don't know if you know much about the modern day religious people, that they are using the word of God to collect money from people. That's what I'm trying to do here. The title of the book, the painting is The Robbery Revival. The majority of people that are lazy people that want to get themselves rich quickly, they just come up with a church, and instead of preaching salvation to them, they are telling them by this time tomorrow you become a millionaire. So if you want to become a millionaire, you have to donate this, you have to do this. You can. That's what I'm saying. That's why I put the mask of the robber to the face. If you go close to the eye, to his lens,
the dollar sign.
It's a dollar sign.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's a dollar sign, and I name it. So the banner, you can see Mr. Reverend Mrs. Nigerian Naira. That's the money of Nigerian money. You can see Reverend US dollar and Reverend Sterling. So their name is money.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm a Christian. I'm a Bible believing Christian. So the title of the book this painting is Matthew 21, so where Jesus was chasing people out of the temple. He said that this house will be the house of God and prayer, but you have turned it to the den of the robbers. So that's the quotation.
Right.
So it's not my word. I'm not criticizing anybody, but even the Lord Jesus Christ chase away people that are doing buy and selling. Buy and selling should not be in the church.
Right.
In the church is where people went to worship God and get saved, not where you be propagating the greediness of people.
Right, right. Have you had much feedback on this? Any particularly, interested potential buyers or even people from the church who have, maybe raised comment?
I did an exhibition in the library, in my local library here. And the people said that a lot of people are commenting that why do I need to pick on the church? I said,
Right.
I'm not picking on the Christian, I'm not picking on anybody. That's why I put the title there. Matthew, I quote the Bible, Matthew 21 and verse 23 or so.
Right, yeah.
I'm a Bible believing Christian. I don't pick on Christianity, but I'm against people that are using the name of God for their own material gain.
Sure, sure. Okay, this is another familiar face. He's not champion at the moment, but
I'm glad you said that he's not a champion again. I don't like boxing. I don't think boxing is a game. But I like the man because of his humility. At the first tournament he had with the Ukrainian man, made me so like both of them. Both of them have respect for one another. They don't, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to destroy you. I mean, they don't say any rubbish like that. That's what really fascinates me. And because he was a Nigerian man, his root is from Nigeria, from my own tribe, Yoruba, and he was so passionate. He's so passionate about being a Nigerian. He tattooed his arm with the map of Africa with Nigeria showing in it. So, as he said that he's no more a champion, if you go close to the bed, AJ Omo Oduduwa.
Right.
So in my writing, I said that that AJ Omo Oduduwa. Oduduwa is like the father of Yoruba people.
Right.
So I said that so because he is proud to be British and Nigeria together, I used the flag and I used one of the sculpture that was stolen during the British Empire, which is they hold in British Museum. I use it as a logo in the bed. And they say that even though if he ever lose the bet, he can never lose the bet of being Omo Oduduwa. He is a children of Oduduwa. Come what may, he can lose any bet, but he cannot lose the bet for being Oduduwa descendants. So, in this paint, I'm going to do another painting of him. But in this painting, when I was making research about him, I read about his youthful time when they used to tag him. He have some problem with the law. They tag him. So, and somebody told him that instead of using your energy for bad thing, you can channel your energy for good. So they encourage him to pick up boxing. So what I'm trying to show here is that I showed the realistic look of Anthony Joshua. On this side, I showed the Thorns. So this
on the other, right? Okay.
The greatest opponent he has to face is himself.
Right.
You have to knock out the bad boss in him to become a champion. So in my writing, I said that all the young kids, if they want to be succeed in life, they need to knock out the bad boss in them to reach where
reach their heights. Yeah. I think many, if not everybody, will agree with that in terms of yeah, your worst enemy is sometimes can be yourself in terms of progress
So
and
now I'm sure that the Thorns were punching him. So you have to
sure.
you have to defeat the Thorn to be a champion.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, this another one. I call it Oil, Africans, West and Wool. This is just a painting about the problem of the oil-rich area in Nigeria, where they are digging oil, is polluted. The farmer cannot farm because of the spillage of the oil, and the fishermen cannot do their trade.
Right.
Because oil destroyed the water. And I try to show the children and taking water from the oil polluted stream. So you can see the burst pipe with emit carbon monoxide into the air.
Right.
So all the people that live around the area, their health is affected. So this one I use for climate change.
Right. Yeah. And in terms of research for this picture, have you delved deep into statistics and figures that support the image and what it narrates?
Yeah. So when I was doing the research, I looked into the Google and I read a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of the percentage of the land in the Ogoni area was polluted. The when we are talking about racism, everything affects Africans. And BP and all those oil company, they follow European standard, they follow British standard. But when they are operating in Africa, they throw the law book out of the window. As far as they can bribe one politician, they can do and undo anything. So they don't clean up after themselves. They don't. So all those things is what I got from my research.
That's very disturbing. But as you quite rightly capture this here, it helps people become more aware of situations that are occurring on their doorstep and globally, particularly in light of the recent COP26 meeting. This one again is I've just noticed something. Yes, there is she's actually reading something as she's sunbathing. So please explain this one.
Yeah, with all that I've been saying, we have been talking about the woe, gloom and dooming of the world. But I just want to take a break from bad situation. So that's like I call this one the rosy seasons of life. Excuse me. So the rosy season of life, we are not saying that bad thing doesn't happen, but we need to have the optimistic look of life. So that's why I make at the background you can see the realistic lady drinking and on the floating balloon, but the forefront I can show the Thorns. Thorns is regardless of what happened in the world, regardless of your problem, you can still lie down and relax.
Sure.
So despite the war, despite the racism, despite this, we cannot always dwell on the negativity. We need to look at the positive side of life.
Sure. I agree very much so. Okay. Now this one's very different in the sense that there aren't as many thorns, but obviously there are lots of chickens.
Yep. So this one I call it chicken fights. This is a political statement. This was during the time of Donald Trump and the the leader of North Korea, they are taunting each other. That
Right.
my button is bigger than your button.
Yeah.
So with all my political statement, we have two superpower that have been terrorizing the whole world right from the Second World War. That's America and Russia. So America will be on one side, Russia will be on another side. The Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, they did not hide themselves under one world power. That's why they were killed. If the Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein, they are smart enough to run to the side of Russia, they'll be alive today.
Right.
So because so Assad know that America is powerful, he quickly hid himself under Russia. So Russia and China are backing him. You can do whatever you want to do, you are on your back. America and the Western world will always shout and yell, they will never touch him. So this is what I'm trying to say here. The Russia and America, they know each other, but they cannot attack each other directly.
Right.
So they will go to Russia, they will go to China, they will go to other country to cause war. So they are destroying other country instead of destroying each other. So if you could look at the middle, the iconic Syrian boy that was so numb that he did not cry when they dig him out of the rubble.
Yes, I recall that. Yeah.
So because of the evil that being done. So at the back of the boy is the Islamic State. So they are the vulture. The two vulture, they have the guns. What I'm trying to say here is that the terrorists, they are not powerful enough to bring down any country, but they wait. So they wait on the rope.
Yeah, they're opportunists.
Yeah,
they'll strike when they can.
Yeah, they
can.
They only go to the country that America and Russia have brought down. So when they are destroying, before Gaddafi was killed, there's no problem in Libya. As soon as they remove Gaddafi, all these terrorists, they take the vacuum, the space.
Yes.
There was no Islamic State in Iraq. As soon as they brought Saddam Hussein down, the Islamic State came out. So they only scavenge on what America and Russia did. So what the three chickens, that they are just dancing around each other, they won't touch each other. They are carrying the nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
So the North Korea, Russia and America.
Sure.
They never attack each other, but they attack each other by destroying another nations. That's why I call them chickens. They are two chickens.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
They are two chickens who each other, but destroy other nations.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're back to our start now, but thank you very much, Yemi, for providing more of an insight into some of your wonderful work and sharing time with us.